Hey, hello. Thank you for taking the time to listen in. I have a few thoughts for you this week on the question of love. Uh, this is a Christian reflection for our church community, and we've been looking at this topic of love over the last 2 weeks, and so I want to talk a little bit about it. What is love? What is love really? Right? As Christians, our starting place obviously has to be Jesus, right? That's our starting place. Christ, who is God, who is love. He is love, right? He gives love. He gives us the capacity to love. Without him, we cannot love, and really we would have a loveless life. He is all in all. He gives people to us who will love us and who we in return can love. But very often in this world in which we live, it's quite easy to forget or to override this basic truth. In our culture, we use that word love very casually and loosely. I mean, I know that I do. I can say I love French vanilla bean ice cream, right? I love it. Or I love to watch YouTube videos on the history of the church. I love walking on the beach early in the morning, right? We often express love through giving gifts. We even have a day every year which is dedicated to love. We can assume that love is a desire for something or for someone. We even speak of love as if it's something that can be rekindled or jump-started. I think most people would agree that an essential part of what it means to be a human being is that we have this capacity to love. But while we can express what we consider to be love in so many ways, I think the question I'm trying to get to here is there something more to it? Is there more to love than what we simply perceive and feel? So back to my question, what is love really? What is true love all about? Well, love in its deepest sense means to share with another human being the very energy of Jesus Christ. And if that's going to happen in our lives, then the love that we're so familiar with needs to be redefined, not only in our minds, but in our hearts as well. The greatest expression of love was the incarnation of our Lord Jesus Christ and his ultimate sacrifice on the cross, which he offered for the life of the world, right? And so his saving love becomes the required standard for our love, if we truly desire to fulfill the commandments of God. Okay, St. John the Apostle, he wrote about Jesus teaching the disciples and explaining to them the importance of love. He wrote about it, and John tells us that Jesus gave them a new commandment, one that would define the very foundation of their purpose and their discipleship. In John chapter 13, I'll just read it to you quickly. John 13 verses 34 and 35. Jesus said, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another." Right? Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. "By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." So Christians are called to truly love, not just give in to an emotional inclination or sentiment, right? It's not about a feeling. It's about participating in the life of God himself. And so when I choose to love as Christ loved, then my love is going to be sacrificial. My love is going to be self-denying. My life is going to be a self-emptying love. So love, as the world understands it, gets redefined. It's not merely a reaction to circumstances or a matter of mood or preference. No. Love becomes a choice. In fact, I'd say Christ-like love is a state of being, right? This should become a state of being for every follower of Jesus. So this is quite clear. True love is about sharing in the very life of Christ our King and our God. It's not limited to a strong feeling or emotion. It's not limited to making people feel happy through words and gifts. Much more than that, it is the real offering of our freedom and our being, and even potentially our lives for the sake of someone else. This is the foundation on which all of our lives need to be built. This is how the world will know that we are His disciples, that we love the Lord and one another as He has loved us. So may the salvation of the people around you matter more than your own life. And may you be ready to do anything or to suffer anything to save those souls who are perishing. May God be with you.